The perfect Viltrumite isn't Conquest, Thragg, or even Nolan, but General Kreg. We see major flaws in the strongest Viltrumites in the show, but by far, Kreg is the least flawed. Conquest was the embodiment of unrestrained violence, strong, ruthless, and relentless, but ultimately, a brute. He didn't serve the Viltrum Empire out of conviction or loyalty. He served because someone stronger pointed a finger and said, "Go." He's not a soldier. He's a weapon, directionless without a handler. This is not the mark of a true Viltrumite, who is supposed to be a conqueror with purpose, not a dog waiting for orders. For all his cunning and raw might, Thragg was corrupted by his pride. In the end, he became emotionally erratic, attacking Nolan without cause, not because of strategy, but because of personal offense. That act unveiled a fatal flaw. He prioritized vengeance over empire, wrath over reason. When it was revealed that Nolan was the true son of Argal, making the other Viltrumites turn on him, Thragg's reaction wasn't political, it was primal. His judgment clouded, he sowed the seeds of his own undoing. Nolan, for all his strength and experience, failed the Viltrum ideal. He let sentiment override duty. Earth softened him. He didn't make a choice. He collapsed under the weight of emotional conflict. His betrayal wasn't calculated. It was reluctant and riddled with guilt. That's not what a Viltrumite is meant to be. He wasn't an agent of the Empire. He became a casualty of conscience. Now enter General Kreg. Disciplined, sharp, unrelenting. He's not just strong, he's loyal. He follows the Empire's command with precision, yet he's no blind servant. When he arrives on Earth, he doesn't waste time with bluster or domination. He assesses, he adapts. He doesn't fall for emotion like Nolan or lose himself in bloodlust like Conquest. He makes a choice. When Kreg eventually changes sides, it isn't out of guilt or weakness. It's a tactical maneuver. He witnesses Earth's potential. He sees value. He doesn't switch loyalties, he realigns his strategy. His conversion isn't betrayal, it's evolution. That's the core of Viltrumite supremacy, adapt or die, and Kreg adapts better than any of them. We are first introduced to Kreg during the early stages of the Viltrumite Empire's response to Nolan's betrayal and Mark Grayson's rise on Earth. He is sent to warn Mark that Earth must now fall in line with Viltrumite rule. Kreg doesn't gloat or taunt, he simply explains what must happen and gives Mark a chance to submit. When Mark refuses, Kreg doesn't hesitate. He fights with brutal efficiency, but it's clear he isn't enjoying it. This isn't personal for him. It's duty. After his first encounter with Mark, we don't see him thrown into rage or vengeance. He simply continues his mission. He doesn't treat rebellion as an insult to his pride, but as a challenge to the Empire. And that's key. Kreg sees the bigger picture. The other Viltrumites play roles. Conquest wears the face of fury. Thragg parades as a god king. Nolan tries to be both conqueror and caretaker. But Kreg is exactly what he appears to be. He doesn't pretend to be noble. He doesn't veil brutality in diplomacy or feign complexity where none exists. His strength isn't just physical, it's authentic. He represents the purest expression of the Viltrumite ethos. Domination through clarity, discipline, and restraint. When he speaks, it's measured. When he strikes, it's decisive. There's no theater, no emotional detour. Kreg doesn't need to perform greatness. He is the standard. He doesn't struggle with identity because he's already become what the others are still pretending to be. The only time we see Kreg truly lose composure is when he's beating Nolan after he recovers enough to stand trial. It isn't protocol, it isn't necessary, it's personal. And yet, it tells us more than just anger. It tells us Kreg is capable of forgiveness. Not the sentimental kind, but the strategic kind. Before this moment, Kreg had offered Nolan a path back, even after his betrayal. That kind of mercy doesn't exist in the Viltrumite code. Disloyalty is death. But Kreg didn't push for execution. He pushed for usefulness. Why? Because he saw something the others didn't. There were only 50 Viltrumites left. Every warrior mattered. Kreg didn't let tradition blind him to survival. He wasn't ruled by ancient laws or empty pride. He made room for logic where others made room for rage. And that's what sets him apart. Kreg doesn't just enforce the Viltrumite way. He evolves it. Not through rebellion or philosophy, but through cold, necessary vision. He understands that the future isn't written in blood alone,